Just before we get into this video, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, the links are here. And if you also want to support me on Patreon as well and help out my channel, that would be absolutely awesome as well. But let's get on with the video. The good old days when Doctor Who, for me, was about to hit its peak. It wasn't quite there yet, but we'll get to that in the next review. However, today I am reviewing Doctor Who Series 4, the last full series to feature David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, the last series with Russell T Davies as showrunner, and after this, everything was going to change. However, this series was just absolutely class. Not like class because that was shit, but as in class as in very good. Now, a while ago when I did my ranking Doctor Who series about the new series, I think series 4 was second or was it third? Either way, it was top 3, and I stand by that. I genuinely believe that series 4 is one of the best series post 2005. I can't honestly say that there's a single episode in the entire series that I dislike. There's obviously some that I like more than others, but I can't really point to one where I'm just like, yeah, that's actually really bad. Each and every single one of them has their merits. Each and every single one of them is enjoyable, and I would say for the Russell T Davies era, for the David Tennant era especially, it was just the golden age. This was like peak fandom for me as well. Like when I was growing up watching this series go out every single Saturday, I was so excited, and I was right to be because I was not disappointed. So the reason why I love this series as much as I do might be because of nostalgia, might be because of a bias, but at the end of the day, the 10th Doctor is not my favourite Doctor by any stretch of the imagination. I still think that this series has some iffy parts about it, not necessarily episodes, but things within it, and it's by no means perfect, but it's just a special series to me. So starting off with David Tennant as the Doctor, now I think that this is his best series without a shadow of a doubt. I think this is easily, not necessarily his best performances, but I would say in terms of this version of the 10th Doctor and where he's at in his own life, I would say this is my favourite version of him. I don't really know the word to describe it, but I would say more relaxed than usual. I feel like David Tennant at this point just automatically knew how to go into Doctor mode. But not only that, the way that the character is written, he just feels like an adventurer again. He doesn't necessarily feel like he's hung up on Rose. I mean, that is an element of series 4 that I don't like, because they do bring Rose back, and I think it was a bit stupid, although I do genuinely really like the finale. But the whole stuff with Rose, whilst it does pop up towards the end, it's not a major deal. It's not a major plot point, and it's not a major irritant for me. The Doctor just gets to be the Doctor. He just gets to enjoy travelling. Part of the reason why I think I love David Tennant's incarnation in this series is because of Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Donna gets a lot of shit, and I genuinely don't understand why. Is it because she's a bit loud and obnoxious? Like, well, probably that would annoy a lot of people. I know she's got her fans as well, but it seems like more and more people dislike her than like her. For me, it was a breath of fresh air, because it felt like for the first time since 2005, the Doctor had a companion who he didn't care about in a romantic way. They were just friends. They were just two people who enjoyed each other's company and just went around the universe. That's what I want out of a Doctor-companion relationship. I hate the romantic aspect with the Doctor, whether it's with companions or with River Song or whoever. Like, I just hate that. So to have Catherine Tate as Donna, as this character who is literally just in a terrible place in her life, like she's bored out of her mind. She had a glimpse a few years ago of the rest of the universe and the rest of space, and this is now her opportunity to seize that and see it for herself, and she just wants to enjoy that. She's not bothered about hooking up with this incredible man that swept her away from her boring life. David Tennant and Catherine Tate actually have arguably the best chemistry between any Doctor and companion. I would say, in terms of the new series at least, that's definitely true. I wouldn't say it's true for some of the classic Doctors and their companions like John Pertwee and Katie Manning or Tom and Elizabeth Sladen, but it's certainly up there for me. I can't even deny it. Whether it's in Doctor Who itself or whether it is in interviews or other things that they've been in, like, those two just click with each other and they bounce off of each other so well. The comedic timing, the way that they deliver lines with each other, yeah, it's a brilliant pairing, and it's one of the highlights of Series 4 for me. This series also saw the return of the Sontarans, and it also saw the return of Davros, who we hadn't seen for many, many years. Well, both of them we hadn't seen since the 1980s. It was good to see those two villains again, because the Sontarans are, I feel, an underrated villain. Even more so now, because Moffat totally ruined them with Strax. We'll get to him. We'll definitely get to Strax. But they actually felt like a threat, and I like seeing, for the first time, a proper army of Sontarans. It's not necessarily the greatest story ever, but I do enjoy that Sontaran two-parter. It's cheesy in places, and I'm not a major fan of the Sontaran redesign. I don't like that they're all incredibly short, and I don't get why the armor's blue now all of a sudden. Like, why not just keep it black? They're just nitpicks though. And of course, Davros returns in the finale, and I remember distinctly, I can't remember if it was in the Radio Times or something, but they revealed the synopsis of each and every story that was going to happen in series 4, and they said that an old enemy was coming back, and then BBC, they released a teaser trailer, and I remember watching it and I was thinking like, oh my god, it's Davros, isn't it? I'm so excited, because Davros is one of my favourite villains at this point. Like, Genesis of the Daleks was constantly in my DVD player. I was constantly watching it. I think I'd recently got Destiny of the Daleks as well, which is shit, but Davros is in it and I was excited for it. Resurrection of the Daleks is a story that I absolutely love. Revelation of the Daleks as well. Remembrance he's in as well, and I just remember getting so excited because I'd recently just delved into Davros and this mythology behind him, and I was really curious to see how he would work in the new era, to see how he would work, how he would look, who's gonna play him, how's that guy going to play him, like all this sort of stuff. And Julian Bleach totally, absolutely nails it. I don't think you could have got a better Davros in the modern era. Correct me if I'm wrong if you can think of someone, but I genuinely can't. Now, this is a point of contention for a lot of fans. Some people love it, other people hate it. The fact that the finale features so much, and not just the Daleks or the return of Davros, but it features all the companions, kind of, or at least the ones that matter in the new series. So Rose, Martha, Captain Jack and the Torchwood crew, you've got the Sarah Jane lot, you've got Harriet Jones comes back, Donna's obviously there, you've got Wilf, you've got Jackie, you've got Mickey back as well. Like, there's loads of characters there. Now, I think the first part is better than the second part. However, I love it, and I love it for the reason why a lot of people hate it, and that is because it is pure and utter fan wank. It's too busy, it's too cluttered, and objectively speaking, it's a total fucking mess. But I just smile from ear to ear when I'm watching it. I really, really do. I like seeing these characters interact with each other. I like the fact that Sarah Jane gets to cross over with Torchwood, because let's be honest, in their respective shows, that's never gonna happen. I like seeing how Donna would interact with Rose. I like seeing how Martha would fit in with everyone else. I like seeing all of this stuff. And I think the Daleks have never seemed as powerful in the new series as compared to how they are in the Stolen Earth. Like, that music when they're just decimating everything, when they're going in and attacking unit, like, that's an awesome scene. And I think that's what series 4 as a whole delivers on. Like, it plays on your nostalgia of the other series, but it also adds something new, and it adds new exciting things to what has come before. I love the idea of a story like Turn Left, where it's like, well, if the Doctor wasn't here, what would have happened? You know, this is a universe without the Doctor. Let's explore that. Let's see what the Doctor would be like if he was totally powerless in this claustrophobic setting with this creature that he has no idea what it's doing or what it even is, and it's mimicking him. It has a typical Moffat script, and my favourite David Tennant story, which is The Silence in the Library, where it's like, okay, what if Shadows were the villain? It sounds fucking mental, but when you watch it, it's incredible. I think from start to finish, like I said at the top of this review, like, everything about this series is brilliant. From the performances, from the writing. Yes, it's not perfect all the way through. I don't think there's an episode that is worse than a 6 out of 10 in the entirety of series 4. And off the top of my head, I don't even think I know what the weakest episode of the series is, because I'll lean to one episode and say, actually, that one was a bit poor. But it's not, because I still enjoy it and I still rewatch it. Obviously, they didn't know this at the time, but I love how Fires of Pompeii has implications for the future of Doctor Who, because Peter Capaldi's in it, and Moffat was just like, I'd better probably explain that. And it's also linked with Torchwood Children of Earth as well. I don't know if people know this, but apparently because the Doctor saved Caecilius in the fires of Pompeii, time needed to correct itself, so John Frobisher, who was later on in his bloodline or something like that, he and his family had to die. Mental. Absolutely fucking mental. This series is just brilliant. I love it every single time, and I've had a blast revisiting it. So for me, Series 4 gets a solid 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it nearly is. In the comments below though, guys, let me know what you think. Series 4, love it, hate it, whatever it is, well, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe for more. Social media and Patreon links will be in the description below, as always. So if you'd follow me on any of those things, I'd absolutely love you forever. But until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye.